Hey everybody, I'm going to do a super gentle warm-up from seated or all fours, and I am listening to music. I like to move to music, especially sweet gentle movements like we're going to do this morning. So I have a playlist. I'll put it in the notes. You feel free to find it or find your own music. Either way, come with me. We're going to take a seat cross-legged. I like to sit on the block to start, just on the edge of the block so we're high on our sits bones. You can take your hands, move the flesh from underneath of you. Sit with a tall spine, legs crossed gently in front of you. Just a quick moment to center, hands meet the tops of the thighs. Lift the chin, reaching through the crown of the head. You can find some subtle movement of the ribs, circular motion, very light, gentle. You can have the eyes opened or closed, maintaining a lift in the chin, a fullness in the rib cage as we gently glide the ribs side to side or little circles. If you've taken circles, switch your direction. And then make your little circles a little bit bigger. You can get your head and neck involved. Just finding organic movement. Make sure it's even on both sides. Come through center. Catch the outside edge of the left knee with the right hand and extend the left arm long towards the right. Rise up and arc over, pressing through the hand towards the right, lifting through the ribs. My eyes are still closed, just feeling. Picking up that space that lives right underneath the left armpit, filling into the ribs on the left sideline, lift the chin, really bow into this, belly soft bows forward. Our roots, our sits bones stay rooted to the block. Keep this shape, but drop the arm towards the top right-hand corner of the mat. Really dip the chin in towards the chest. Fill into the scruff of the neck, broadening the space between the shoulder blades. And then press the hand away. Rise back up, bloom open. Lift the chin. Breathe in. Breathe out. And do that again. The arm dips down in front of the heart, the chin curls in. Feeling the space, feeling into the scruff of the neck, and then peeling back open. Chin lifts, belly bows. Release the right hand, walk it out to the right side. Press the floor away to rise up through the left ribs, just accentuating this stretch along the sideline. Really pressing the left hand towards the right, opening the ribs on the left side. Maintaining lightness underneath the ribs on the right side by pressing the right hand into the ground. come back through center. 2 hands press forward. Dip the chin towards the chest and just roll the chin along the chest from side to side. Arms press strong forward. Elbows hug wide. Broaden the space between the shoulder blades as you draw the chin along the chest from side to side. And once that's even, left hand catches outside edge of right thigh, right arm sweeps up and over towards the left. Pressing the hand away, lift the chin, soft belly bows forward. Sits bones stay rooted, rise high through the ribs on the right side. Couple of deep breaths. Finding an expansion of the rib cage, a length in the side body. And then come with me, dip the right arm down towards the top left-hand corner of the mat. Curl in, chin to chest, feel into the scruff of the neck, and then lift the arm back up, lift the chin, bloom the heart open, expand. And do that again. Arm dips down. Chin rests on the chest, feeling into the back heart, and then peeling back open. Press the arm away towards the left, open up the ribs, lift the chin, and then release the left hand, walk it out to the left. Press the ground away with the left hand, find lightness underneath the ribs. Maintaining that rise up and arc over, crescent through the right side, chin lifted. Even more than you might feel is comfortable, eyes look towards the extended hand. Take one more full inhale here, rising through the ribs. And then come back through center, 2 hands forward. Lift the chin, rise through the crown of the head, find a tall spine. And then release the block from underneath of you and sit onto your bum. You can take your hands to the tops of the thighs or cup the knees. Press the heart through, forward and up towards the sky. Lengthening the belly, grounding down through our seat, rising through the crown of head. We're going to take the right leg, cross it over top of the left for fire log. Take your hands to your bum, move the flesh from underneath of you. And then take your hands forward in whatever capacity feels comfortable. Maintain the length in the belly, the fullness in the ribs, a lift of the chin. This might be where you stay. If you have more space, you can plant the hands, press the hands into the mat and gently drag them back towards the shins, pulling the ribs forward as our hips stay rooted to the mat. Breathing fullness into the back of the rib cage, the front, the sides, expanding from the inside out. Find one more full inhale. Exhale. Rise back up. Take the right leg back behind. Stay seated in this little ninja chop position with the legs. And we'll twist gently to the left. It's subtle, leading with the rib cage. Take your gaze in line with your heart. So there's not so much looking back behind us and cranking the neck. We're just subtly twisting from the rib cage, maintaining length in the spine. You can take your left hand, just a light dome, out to the side. Right hand touches the left knee or outside edge of the thigh. Maintaining a lift of the chin and a rise to the crown of the head. Breathe tallness here. And then plant the left hand down. It doesn't have to move away from the body, just plant it right there, nice and close behind the bum. And rise up, extend your right arm. Lift the chin, bow the belly. Expand. You can pulse the hips back towards the ground and then rise up. Big stretch, open up. Release back down to the ground. Walk the hands back through center. Take the right leg back in front. This time cross the left leg over top of the right. Fire log, other side. Hands to the knees, find tallness in the spine, rise through the crown. And then walk the hands forward in whatever capacity feels right for you. You might stay high. You might plant the hands. Play with that, press into the mat and drag back towards the shins to pull the ribs forward. Roots stay rooted back behind you. And if you have the space, you can come down onto forearms. Gently press the forearms into the mat to broaden the space between the shoulder blades. Breathing fullness into the ribs. One more full inhale. Exhale, walk the hands back up. Release the left leg back behind into what I'm going to call this little ninja chop legs. And twist towards the right. Again, it's subtle, leading with the rib cage. Head is in line with the heart. Little light dome right fingertips out to the side. Left hand cups the knee or the shin or the top of the thigh. Breathing tallness, rising through the crown, lifted chin, lengthen the spine. And then plant the right hand, lift the bum, extend through the left, bloom open, lift the chin. And you can pulse hips back, rise up, expand, stretch it up. And release, come back through center, two arms forward, legs back in front of you, cross legs. Take the hands to the mat, roll forward over the legs to all fours. You'll need to walk the knees back to give yourself space. Take the hands forward of the shoulders, length in the belly, knees stack underneath the hips, gentle press of the top of the foot into the mat and drag back towards the knees, helps to root the hips back and wide behind, and then press the mat away, fill into the whole rib cage, broadening the space between the shoulder blades. So your shoulder blades pull apart on the back. Find a little pulse, root the hips back and wide, and then pull the ribs forward as you're keeping the hips tacked back. So it's like a tug of war, a length in the belly. Eyes look towards the top of the mat so the chin stays slightly lifted. This is subtle. Knees press into the mat and gently out to the sides, engaging into the glutes. The lumbar stays moving in as the hips root back and wide behind, maintaining fullness in the heart the whole way. Take the heart forward, step the left foot forward, about in line with the right knee. Toes turn external towards the outside edge of the mat. Find a pulse here, rooting the hips back and wide and then reaching the ribs forward. Same motion as before, but now we're just finding a stretch into the inseam of the left leg. Soften the neck, soften the traps. As you push the mat away, maintaining the fullness in the back, the whole rib cage. Next time you pulse the hips back, walk the hands back and then the right hand out to the right. Give yourself lots of space, about 3 feet and in line with the outside edge of the knee. And then arc up and over with the left arm. Pressing the hand away, stretching through the left side of the body. Find a pulse, sit the hips back towards the heels, and then lift up through the rib cage on the left side. You're pressing the mat away so strong with the right hand, maintaining a lift, a hollow in the right armpit, chin lifted, bow the belly, expand. Keep the toes connected to the mat, hips rooted back and wide, soft belly bowing forward. And the next time the torso comes forward, step the left foot to the outside edge of the right knee. You can take your left hand back down to the mat, dome fingertips or plant the hand. And then pulse the hips back and wide, stretching into the outside edge of the left hip. Keep the chin lifted, eyes looking forward, lengthen the belly. The further you sit back, the more you'll feel this. Your last pulse, last inhale. Exhale, walk the hands back, step the foot back to where it came from. Hands plant to the top of the mat, release the left knee back to the mat. Find some barrel rolls in all fours. Big circular motion of the rib cage in one direction, really pressing the mat away. And then dipping the belly low. You can get your head involved, dip the chin, Feel into the scruff of the neck. And then as the belly drops, lift the chin. And switch the roll, go the other direction. Just some organic movement here. Finding maximum range of motion in the spine. Come back through center, set up a base nice and strong. Push the mat away. Top of the foot presses into the mat, gentle drag back to root the hips back, and then press into the mat to reach the ribs forward. Get strong in all fours. And then take the heart forward, step the right foot forward, and in line with the left knee, root the hips back and wide. The right foot is going to turn external, so the heel moves in towards the midline and the toes towards the outside edge of the mat. This gives us space to root the hips back and wide, and then press into the mat to reach the ribs forward, connecting into the inseam of the right leg. Gentle, subtle, mindful. And then walk the hands back and take the left hand out to the left, about 3 feet and in line with the knee. Root the hips back and then rise up through the ribs on the right side. Extend the right arm long. Press the hand away, opening the space on the right side line. You're going to press the ground away so strong with the left hand that there's lightness underneath the armpit, fullness in the rib cage. Lift the chin, eyes look towards your extended hand. Toes are connected to the mat, enabling us to root the hips back and wide. Keep them there by the connection of the toes. And then pulse the ribs high. Bow the belly forward. Connect your breath with your movement. Take one last pulse, rise into it, and then step the right foot to the outside edge of the left thigh. Sit the hips back and wide. You can connect right fingertips to the ground or plant the hand. Sitting back and wide, stretching into the outer hip on the right side. Press the ground away pretty strong, maintaining fullness in the ribs. A little lifted chin so the eyes look forward of the hands. Last pulse, sit into it. And then release the foot back to where it came from, the right foot to the right side of the mat. Walk the hands back forward to the top of the mat. Release the right knee, come back to all fours. Find some undulations of the spine here, rooting the hips back and wide, and then pressing the mat away and rippling forward like a wave. Belly drops low, hips root back, and then strong push of the mat away, feel into the back of the heart, ripple forward, lift the chin. Subtle, soft, flowy, like water. And then the Next time your hips root back, lift through the back of the ribs, walk the hands back, curl up, hands meet the tops of the thighs, lift the chin. Take a moment to breathe, rising through the crown of the head. And then take the bum away from the heels, so we're sitting up on high knees. Take 2 arms forward, press them forward, and hug the elbows external so you can feel it broaden the space between your shoulder blades. Sit the hips towards the heels, and then gently pump the arms down to rise the ribs away from the hips, like as if you were pressing on the bar or the edge of the pool to rise the ribs. Keep the hips tacked back by engaging the top of the foot, press it into the mat, gentle drag back towards the knee. And then sweep your hands back to catch the back of the head, elbows hug forward and energetically out to the sides. Find your pulse, root the hips back and wide, and then rise the forearms towards the ceiling. Then you want to maintain this gentle hips back, hollows in the front of the groins, which will help to lengthen the front of the belly as you rise through the forearms, lift the chin. Next time you rise up, arc over to the right, picking up the space underneath the left armpit, leading with the left elbow, arcing up and over, gentle press of the head back into the hand. Lift the chin. Thinking about rising up to arc over. Come back through center, pulse through the midline, straight up. And then rise up and arc over to the left. Rising through the ribs, opening the right side. Right elbow arcs up and over. Groin hollows, hips back, belly bows, lifted chin. And then come back through center, release what you've caught. Take 2 domes to the tops of the thighs or plant the hands, sit back onto your heels. Just release. Deep breath. You can close